is up, you guys? You're watching Sergio's Secret. Before I get started with today's video, excuse the background. We are currently doing a little bit of renovations here in the apartment, so things are getting switched up for new year, new me. Today's video is going to be a best and worst of Tory Burch handbags. I have basically one of each handbag from every single line. It's been about 3 years since I've done an updated video of this, so I decided why not make an updated collection. Therefore, why not go ahead and make a video? And I do want to say the title does say best and worst Tory Burch handbags, but there's obviously not worse handbags that I would not recommend. Some of them are more personal preference, so the title may be a little misleading, but that's how I've titled all my other Tory Burch videos, so that's the reason why it's titled. So there's no bad Tory Burch handbags, there's just some that I prefer more than the other. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to be going over every single line that's in the current full line collection. The only line that I will not be talking about is McGraw. It is because Romy replaced McGraw, so McGraw is slowly getting phased out. So McGraw unfortunately will not be talked about in this video. McGraw is getting phased out, and if you do want me to talk about McGraw, I'll be leaving the best and worst Tory Burch handbags, the older video, linked down below, because I did talk about that, and you can see how much I've grown in the last 3 years as well. The first collection that I'm going to be talking about is Kira. Kira is probably the one that I associate more with Tory Burch. It is the most popular line out of all of them. Kira is that girl. Now there's two variations of Kira that I'm going to be showing you guys. There is older Kira. I'm not sure if they're phasing out the chevron one. I just know that it's not one that they push out as much as they once did, because last year they brought out diamond quilted Kira. So as you can see, they're the exact same bag, same price point. I think maybe they're like, this one's a little bit more, but they are basically essentially the same. Now, in my personal preference, guys, I prefer the diamond quilted one, because what do you see with these two bags here? This one, over time, this leather just doesn't hold as much structure, and I think for me, when I look for handbags, I definitely prefer a handbag that is a lot more structured. I got this one in the summertime last year to match my Kira sport sandal, and honestly guys, I don't really pack super well. My stuff be smashed all over the place, because you guys know I do kind of go in between Dallas and Houston a lot. I'm putting stuff in my luggages, and I be in and out of Dallas and Houston all the time, and this baby still looks brand new. Like, there's no corner wear, and this is a pure white handbag. This is not ivory, it's not an off color. It is a true pure white handbag, and as you can guys see, I mean, this just doesn't have as much structure wear on it, and you do lose structure wear a little bit faster than with this one. So if you guys are thinking about chevron or quilted, in my personal preference, I definitely prefer Kira quilted a million times more better. This is more softer, a little bit more supple. If you like more softer leather, if you like more supple leather, then this one may be for you a little bit more. But for me, my current style, I definitely do prefer more structure. I definitely prefer it to look, I think it looks more elevated. I think it looks more polished. And so for like my wardrobe for this coming spring season, I'll definitely be adding another Kira quilted. This has surprisingly held up for it to be a pure white handbag, and I used it a lot in the summertime last year. I got my wear on this a lot. So first one are going to be the Kiras, older Kira, newer. Next up that we're going to be talking about is going to be Eleanor. So Eleanor did get a revamp. I do have one Eleanor classic handbag. If you guys know about this handbag, you guys know that this is my favorite handbag in my collection. I have so many nice handbags that I've had throughout the career of working at retail, so a special place in my heart, because you guys know that this is a handbag that's signed by Tory Burch herself. I have met Tory Burch herself. Eleanor has a newer style, so they phased out kind of like this more like 3D, I would say, like T. The new ones have more of a flat monogram on the handbags, and for me, I'm gonna be real honest, I definitely, for myself, I prefer the older style of the Eleanor. I think it has more of an elegance towards it. I think it gives it more definition. It kind of looks more like, I hate to use that word, kind of old money or like traditional. I just love it. This would be so great as a vintage handbag, and now that I look at it, it has gone into little wear throughout, scratches and stuff. Very delicate leather. This will definitely scratch. As you can see, there are scratches throughout this bag, but man, when I got this bag signed by her, I mean, I would use it to concerts, I would use it to the bar, I would use it to run all my errands, and I was so proud to carry this. Eleanor, I would definitely say that this is a very delicate handbag. This will scratch, it will use it, but like I said, even though this was signed by her, I knew that going in that this was going to get scratched, this was going to get used, this was going to get loved. And I think for me that this adds more character, that this was a well loved and a well used handbag, and it was definitely worth the money that I paid for. And I do prefer the older style of the Eleanor versus the flatter one. I think the flatter one, it kind of loses a little bit character. I like the character of this one. And then this is the older version as well, where the straps are non-adjustable. You cannot adjust the strap on this one. The new one, they are adjustable, so I will give them that was a great thing that they did. So regardless if you're a little shorter, you're a little taller, you're kind of average height, or your weight distribution in your body, you can definitely kind of like adjust it and play around with it with the strap. But I would say for myself, I definitely prefer the OG one. And yeah, my thoughts on Eleanor, I think it's a very classy bag. If you guys can get your hands on maybe one of the older styles of the Eleanor, I would definitely prefer it. And then there is an Eleanor satchel as well, which looks like this. It is in the same kind of like smooth leather as the flap style Eleanor. These two are more of their elevated styles. There are about 3 elevated styles that they have for Tory Burch that are, once you're kind of reaching more that $700 price point, because usually Tory Burch bags are priced about $500. This one is very, very nice. It's very elegant. I would say the mini one, you can't fit a whole lot, so I definitely would recommend the larger sizes in it, just because you can fit a little bit more. And I love that it has a very, very strong magnet, which I appreciate, because in certain brands the magnet may not be as strong, or if you put a lot it may open up a little bit. I do like with these ones, they are a very secure magnet closure on it. I love the top handle. I love that you can wear it as a crossbody shoulder bag. It is very, very versatile. This reminds me of like a beautiful, like elegant lady bag. I would say Eleanor collection, and the next one I'm talking about, Lee Radziwill. They are more of the elevated price point collections, but I would say there are a lot of details and attention and care into them. So it makes me love and appreciate those lines a lot more. This one is going to be Lee Radziwill. So when I think of Tory Burch, what is that one handbag that will look really great and photograph really well? Yes, Eleanor is really nice because it has a T, but Lee Radziwill is probably the most beautiful, the most elegant. They've had this bag since 2018. We are in 2025, baby. This bag has not been modified in the last 7 years. She brings this out. I've seen her do cow print, lizard emboss. I've seen her do so many variations of this Lee Radziwill. This comes in 3 sizes. There's a smaller one, there is a medium size, which is this one, I think is considered small, and then have the larger one. I mean, this is the epitome of a classy handbag. I would say this one is more gravitated towards more a mature audience. I don't really see a lot of my clients that are under 30 reach for this, even under 35. This is definitely more of an elevated, more mature style handbag, but I love this bag. This is probably, in current Sergio 2025, out of all the Tory Burch handbags that I have in my collection, as much as I love the Eleanor, I think this one resonates with more of my personal style in this current day and age. I don't like a lot of branding in my handbags. I like things that have different textures, different feels, but without big branding on it. And this one definitely elevates everything. And still, I can see Jackie Kennedy or Princess Diana wear something that will be photographed and it will still look beautiful even 20 years from now. So when I'm photographed in this bag, when I look back, you know, right now I'm 24, when I'm 44, I would say that this was a really great choice that I wore. So definitely a very classy and graceful handbag. Next up, we're going to be talking about Romy. So Romy is a handbag that I'm going to be getting in the spring collection. So Romy phased out McGraw, kicked McGraw to the side. We still love McGraw. May she rest in peace, because we loved her a lot. My grandma's favorite line was McGraw from Tory Burch, so hopefully she likes Romy. I should send her some pictures and see what she thinks about it. But Romy came out in as a late December delivery for us, and it is the handbag of kind of pre-spring. If you go on the Tory Burch website, this is the handbag that's getting pushed out right now. This bag is giving me Demilier, it's giving me Phoebe Philo Celine. It's just very understated, and I love that direction that Tory Burch is going to. It comes in a bucket bag style, which has snap closure, so you can wear this as a crossbody shoulder bag or as a top handle, which is very great. It comes in at $398. They have more of like the satchel version, that's $428. That has more of the gussets kind of peek out a little bit. The classic Romy satchel with the gussets on the side, I definitely do think that they are a lot better. Like, I just love it. And that one comes in at $428. And then they have the larger Romy satchel, which is $568, and that one fits a laptop. It has a magnetic closure. It kind of has like this microfiber kind of suede detailing on the inside, very premium. The only branding is that little piece of metal in the middle of the handbag. I love the leather bits of it. I just think it's such a beautiful handbag. And like I said, it's kind of playing and kind of like the Lee Radziwill, where the only branding on this bag is just a little T, which I don't mind this. This is totally acceptable for my wardrobe in 2025. And even for the Romy, it just has that little supple T, but you can still tell that it's a very well known Tory Burch handbag. And a lot of my customers, a lot of you guys, when I talk about this bag on YouTube, you guys are eating it up. And I tell you guys, Romy has been such a successful launch through what I'm seeing. I love it, and I feel like there needed to be a bag that kind of to replace McGraw, because they modified McGraw throughout the years, but I kind of figured McGraw was kind of going away. And I think that Romy replacing it was such a great choice with the design team. Next collection that we're going to be talking about is going to be the T Monogram collection. I would say this one is my least favorite collection, and it's just because I don't really like monograms, and I don't care what monogram, if it's a Louis Vuitton monogram, if it's a Chanel monogram, if it's a Gucci monogram. I don't really gravitate towards monograms. I think the only handbag that I have in my collection that's monogram is my little mini Goyard tote. Other than that, I don't think any of the other bags that I currently have in my current rotation are monogram. I just don't like monogram bags at all. I may have something with like a different print or something unique, but monograms are just not me. But if you do like monogram, if you do like Tory Burch, she does do a lot of monogram in her signature navy color. Navy has been a color that I've been gravitating towards a little bit more than black. I feel like sometimes black makes me look a little bit too serious. I think navy is a great contester from the color black. Monogram collection, a lot of them are getting redone this year. There is a lot more updated styles in it. I don't have any T monograms in my collection bags. It's just not my personal favorite. That's just more of my personal opinion. But I do like the canvas quality. I do like the leather quality on them. I think that they're really nice handbags. They're just not one of my personal favorites that Tory Burch has the entire line. Next line that we're going to be talking about is going to be Fleming. So there's a lot of variations of Fleming that I'm going to be talking about, so I'm going to skim through it. First of all, in this current collection, she does have denim Fleming. When we did the pop-up last spring, and first of all, I used this bag a few times, and then my mom hijacked it. In collection, they have a soft Fleming, a really big, kind of like a 22 tote, which looks like this. They have it in a wallet on chain. They have different variations of this denim. I think this denim is really nice. I love that they do silver hardware with this denim, just because Tory Burch doesn't really do a lot of silver hardware. So I always tell a lot of my friends, I always tell a lot of my clients, if you guys like the Tory Burch bags that are in silver, I always tell them to go ahead and purchase it, just because she doesn't really do a whole lot of silver. She's more of a gold brand. Me personally, I prefer silver over gold, so this is why I got this as one of my choices. And I think this is a really great one. So you guys have been thinking about the denim. This bag, I used it a handful of times. I liked it a lot. Variation of Fleming, I'm gonna knock out two birds with this one, is the black on black. So you can see I have Kira in black on black and chevron, and then I have the matte Fleming on black on black. Now with this one, I will say you do have to be very careful with this. First of all, this bag is not real leather, so that's the first thing. The second of all, and this goes with Saint Laurent handbags, Chanel handbags, any handbag brand that has black metal on it, after your handbags, if you don't care for them, if you throw them, slam them, are very rough with your handbags, I would say any handbag brand that does black on black is not going to be for you, because they have to actually like coat this. And so eventually, if you are really rough, if you're putting this across a lot of surfaces, the color is gonna wear off on it, and I do get some people disappointed about that, but I always tell them prior to purchasing or prior when they ask for my advice, just be very careful. This can be an everyday handbag. You just have to be a little bit more careful and a little bit more cuidado con tus cosas. Be careful with the matte black on black, just because sí está poquito más delicado. Now let's go talk about this as the classic bag. So this is, like I said, kind of like the Lee Radziwill. This has not been modified, the classic one with the gold chain or the seasonal colors that they bring it in. It is just the classic Fleming. Fleming is very nice. It is lambskin. It does scratch a little easily, so you do have to be careful for it. But there is a new version of Fleming, which I do not have. It is right here. This one is just like another version. This is made out of a lot of a stiffer leather, because a lot of people don't really like that it's lambskin, that it will get scratched very easily. So there is a new variation. It comes in 2 different sizes. It comes in a smaller size and in a larger size. Back pocket, it has all these nice details on them. It's not as like luxurious touching to the hand. The other one does feel more like, think about like Chanel. The newer Fleming feels like caviar Chanel leather, which I have a Chanel classic flap in my collection. The other one reminds me of lambskin Chanel, which I have a lambskin Chanel card holder in my collection. So they're very, very similar if you want to kind of compare them between the two. But there are 2 variations of Fleming, and there is the classic Fleming hobo bag, which retails for $8.98. This is what it is right here. Very nice. It's very luxurious. It's giving me a very 22 vibes, if you know what I mean. It is more of a higher price point. Miss Tory is more of an elevated brand. I wouldn't compare Tory Burch, a Coach, or with the Kate Spade, or with the Michael Kors. I'm just keeping it real. I kind of see it as a step up with the quality, with the design elements, and with the price point, and where Tory Burch is carried. And as far as like department stores, I definitely do see Tory Burch as more of a step up. Next collection that we're going to be talking about is going to be kind of like Ella, which is known for this classic Ella tote that they've done for so many years. But we're just going to be talking about Tory Burch Nylon in general. I do have one handbag that I do have from the Nylon range Ella collection. I think this is called Virginia actually, but this is going to be categorized as Tory Burch Nylon in general. I've had this backpack, guys, since before I moved to Houston. Use this a lot from time to time. I probably would wear this maybe 2-3 times a month now living back in Dallas. And let me tell you guys, this bag has like no corner wear. This nylon is really good quality. I have put my nylons, my Dagny Dover neoprene, anything of those materials, I put through hell and back. I've even washed an Ella tote before, cause then I gave it to my mom, but I have washed Ella totes before. I have put these through so much, and I would say that they are definitely worth the price point. If you guys are thinking of Tory Burch nylon pieces, like I said, I've had this probably since 2020, holding up incredibly well, and I love it. So if you guys have been thinking about anything from Tory Burch from the nylon range, regardless if it's like Ella nylon or like I think Virginia nylon from like that they do, I definitely do think she does do nylon very, very well. And then as far as the Ella tote, she does do the classic nylon ones. She also does Ella in this biomaterial, which is kind of like their version of like a vegan handbag. It looks like this right here. This one is not my favorite handbag, again, kind of with the T monogram. I don't mind this because it's very half and half. But the Ella one is not one that I've liked, the bio versions. I do appreciate that it doesn't have any hardware except like this, like the snap closures and stuff, which is very minimal gold hardware, but you can wear gold or silver with it. There's just not a bag that I would gravitate towards. It's very nice, but not particularly like my favorite on it. There's definitely other lines from Tory Burch that I prefer more. So there are 2 other lines I'm gonna be talking about, and then I'm gonna head out for this video. There is a Miller collection, which is supposed to kind of go with like the Miller sandals. Miller, she kind of brings out in variations. Certain seasons Miller will be really popular, certain seasons it will not. But there is one handbag that I do want to talk about, and it is this one right here. This one comes in at $298. It is the Mini Miller tote. This is their version kind of like of the Marc Jacobs Snapshot. I do like this one a little bit more than the Snapshot if you want more of a softer handbag. The Snapshot are traditionally made out of Saffiano leather, so It is a lot more stiffer and it has the metal. If you want something more softer with softer leather and the branding to be made out of the same material as the handbag, maybe Ella is a little bit more. Marc Jacob is $328, the Ella $8, so it is quite right there with the same price point. But I would say it's kind of like your phone, your portable charger, a card case, your lip balm, and your car keys, AirPods, like very bare essentials. But Perry tote is just the classic Perry tote. This has been out I think since 2016. It has not been modified. It has 4 feet at the bottom. It has a zipper in the middle which you can fit a 13-inch laptop. It has 3 pockets. It has 2 smaller pockets on one side of the tote and then 1 bigger pocket inside of the tote. So it has 3 pockets, the middle zipper, and the dividedness of the bag. Made out of leather on the inside as well, so if you spill something, if you get caught in the rain, you can easily wipe it clean. It is just a very to-go classic kind of work bag. It has the beautiful cliche detail. Comes in a lot of colors and a lot of variations through every single season, kind of like Minnie Miller, Kira, and Fleming. Those just always come out in a lot of fun variations every single season. And yeah guys, that's going to be the best and the worst of the Tory Burch handbag collection. Like I said, I have a little bit of everything. I'm blessed to have all of these in my handbags, but if I have to pick one, you guys know this one is probably my favorite one. But I do love a lot of the things that Tory Burch puts out. I think it's such a classic, elegant, everyday handbag brand for everybody. The price point I think is really well. I think anybody can afford a Tory Burch bag within reason. I think, you know, if you are working for your first handbag, a Tory Burch one. Tory Burch is always a good handbag brand to give for Christmas, for somebody's birthday, for Valentine's Day. You know, it's just such a great handbag brand, and I can proudly say that I am an owner, and I very carry these with a lot of pride and a lot of happiness and a lot of enjoyment. So like I said, here is my updated review on the best and worst Tory Burch handbags in 2025. I would love to hear your thoughts and your opinions down below. Do you like Miss Tory? Do you not like Miss Tory? And let me know if you guys want to see my personal, what I currently keep in here of the Tory Burch items that I have in my current rotation, because I definitely do have a lot of special pieces that I've had throughout the years. And yeah, give this video a thumbs up, hit subscribe button, let me know what other content you want to see, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Hi guys, and thank you so much for watching this video. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you, and I'll be putting all the particular bags and the corresponding line down in the description box in case if you want to discover more details.